Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, its and shits, it's been a long time since I've done this. Nothing's really warranted me having this much energy. Nothing's warranted me sitting in front of this camera and actually letting it all out in a manner that makes it all the more soothing. So, for the people who are new here, and for all the people who missed me doing this, it is time for another segment of... Welcome to This Week on That Bullshit. This week on That BS, we have performative activism, because nothing says you care about your community more than ignoring every single solitary thing that is bad just so that you could do this one thing and spend your time, energy, and money making sure that this one group sees that you're good so it feels good for PR. And what's weird is that the amount of effort that it takes to go into these things to actively get some good PR instead of acknowledging and doing something about the various other situations that are arguably more important. But hey, I'm not certain of anything. I know nothing. I should not be speaking on these things because apparently in some people's minds, I'm not a part of the LGBTQ community. But the funny thing is, I am. I'm the B in the LGBT plus community, and I could steal your girlfriend and I could have fun with your man. So with that being said, police paint pride rainbows on the side of squad cars in a bid to beat online hate crimes and give confidence to our LGBT plus community. Police are painting rainbows on the side of their squad cars in a bid to beat online crimes. I just read all of that. Critics have said the forces should be focusing on real issues such as knife crime and that the colorful cars might seem less intimidating to the public. Well, how dare all these evil human beings sit there and say that a rainbow car would be less intimidating to a criminal? Could you imagine someone robbing a woman in broad daylight, snatching her purse and her shoes and her pants and her bra, ultimately to be chased down by a rainbow car and thinking that that car holds these big burly officers ready to arrest them and send them to jail so that they can meet the UK version of Big Tyrone I would like to call Big Tim. And Big Tim likes his coffee and he likes to straddle that paddle, and I think a rainbow car is the perfect significant symbol of actually showing the world that crime will be fought by these brave men and women who wear that badge of honor. The cost of painting the cars described as hate crime cars is quite minimal, but are believed to give a huge impact on the community. Excuse me for 1 second while I do the white man's math, because I'm quite certain it costs just a little bit more to do a paint job on a car. And lo and behold, if you carry the one, multiply the two, add LeBron's hairline, and get one of those Jesse Smollett 2 in the morning Subway sandwiches, you come up with 10,000 pounds for a paint job on a car. And in US dollars, that's $13,000. And imagine you spending that on multiple cars. I don't know about you, I'm not rich, but I'm quite certain that's not minimal in terms of making sure that people see your police cars and understand that you care about the LGBT community. Deputy Chief Constable Julie Cook said cars are there in the communities on normal policing patrol just to show the community that we want you to come forward. It is there to try and give confidence to our LGBT plus community, but also to other underrepresented groups. It comes after reports of hate crimes have more than doubled in recent years, especially against transgender people. It is unclear how many cars will be painted with a colorful insignia, as it is down to individual forces. Former police officer and founder of campaign group Fair Cop, Harry Miller, told The Telegraph, "We don't see the Met with special cars for knife crime, even though the number of stabbings in London is appalling. The problem is that the second you see a rainbow car, you know that it's a police force that has made its mind up about some very contentious issues. You no longer see a police car or a police officer who is there to support everyone from all political political persuasions without fear or favor. And you know what's so interesting about this article is that this deputy chief constable is talking about making sure that this is for the LGBTQ people and the underrepresented. But if you go on Twitter, cops don't like people like me. I don't feel safe around a police officer. I've been told that police officers are hunting individuals like me. So how are you going to make me feel safe? Are you going to customize your police cars with some Mustangs? You're going to put some strippers in there? You're going to lace me with a little bit of that Mary Jane? Are you going to make me feel safe? Why is it that all of these different groups are being represented in some PR stunt and not me? I've been told I'm the victim. I've been told I'm being hunted. I should have customizable police cars that have strippers as headlights. I need to feel properly represented. But in all honesty, I don't think this is going to get more people to come forward and to start trusting police officers, because for the better part of 2 years, we've all done a fantastic job in making sure that there's a greater divide between police officers and the community in which we live in. Because honestly, nowadays, it's more easy for an individual who is texting and driving that gets pulled over for texting and driving to insult a police officer because they're mad that they got caught texting and driving, as opposed to a white woman recording every interaction with a black person and a police officer because they believe something that Don Lemon said, in that police are hunting black people.
Well, it finally happened. I was going down the highway and saw three cop cars pulling over one family, a minivan that had a couple of kids in it and a mom and dad. Dad was driving. They were asking Dad to get out of the car and come back to their car, and then they opened up the back of the van. I went around, got out of my car, and started filming. And as soon as I did, the cop looks at me and he goes, "Are you filming?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Ma'am, you don't need to film. We're letting this gentleman go." And I waited until they let that man get back in the car, and he went like this to me. I wasn't filming then. But this is what we have to do as white allies. When you see a black person being pulled over, stop, film. It's the only way we're going to start saving these people.
Who you calling these people? If you want people to trust your police force, it's so simple. Solve the issues in the community. Don't put all this attention towards fake instances. Don't sit there and ignore all these actual things happening to worry about some good PR, and you'll have more people trusting you. It's not rocket science. It's not brain surgery. It's just common sense and common logic. Sure, a lot of people don't trust police officers, and a lot of people have good reasons, but you could start building trust with good deeds and actions. But hey, what do I know? I'm just the grifter who wants everyone to pay attention so that I can make money off them. I don't care about any of this. I'm just here to make a quick buck that I still haven't gotten. YouTube, I'm expecting my tens of millions of dollars in the mail tomorrow, or you're getting a sternly worded email about how mean and marginalized you're treating me. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one. This has been This Week on That Bullshit.